and welcome to 3G's, Grace, Gratitude, and Generosity, the video ministry of Robbinsdale Parkway United Church of Christ. And I'm Reverend T. Michael Rock, one of the pastors here, and we just love that you're here with us, and just thank you for welcoming us into your space to learn and grow and to be part of this journey together. And I'm talking about this exciting, wonderful world today of how to be an anti-racist. How to actually understand that we are all in this soup together of working in a way that does great healing and understanding for BIPOC folks out in the world. So BIPOC is Black, Indigenous, people of color. And what we have to do as white folks is to understand that there are stories out there that we need to listen to, that we need to understand and grow in, and it's going to make us really, really uncomfortable. And it's a great place to be. Being uncomfortable, being in the minority is a place of deep, deep learning and growing. And we have to put ourselves in that place and actually desire in some ways to understand and listen to and be with the pain and the microaggressions that BIPOC folks face all the time. Now, this is a real thing that we as white folks need to take the responsibility to not get defensive, to not demand that Black, Indigenous, people of color talk in certain ways or say things that are okay for us to hear or are more palatable or somehow that we can understand them in some way, or that we can make demands from our whiteness that people approach us that isn't an authentic way. We need to sit in that uncomfortable place and hear some anger, hear some frustration, hear the deep pain and trauma experiences of what it's like to grow up with a brown and Black body in this country. We need to do that, and do that with a sense of deeper understanding and relationship that brings us to a more whole experience of joy. Relationships are the most wonderful thing we could ever have in the world. They're the place of our own growth and healing and wonder and awe of the world. Relationships are everything, and one of the things that we've done so poorly in some ways is to develop relationships, to talk with people. It's so much easier to make assumptions. It's so much easier to sit back and kind of wonder what other people are thinking, or what put people in that situation, to go quickly to judgment and not to deep listening. And so I want to ask folks that the soul work that we're doing, the deep soul work that brings us joy, that brings us wonder in our life, is actually the work of anti-racism. The work of anti-racism actually puts us in a place to listen and grow and learn. And I guarantee you that if you can sit in those uncomfortable places long enough and sit in that kind of scudgy place where you're actually receiving that anger and pain and frustration and trauma story of another person, it will lead you into a relationship that brings you more joy. If we really, really listen to what's going on in the world, we won't have to live in fear. The antidote to fear is always love, is always in relationship. And friends, we live so many times in this place of fear about we don't know enough, or we're not good enough, or we'll never understand what it's like to live in a brown or Black body. You know what, folks? The more you listen, the more you're going to understand. The more you listen to the music and read the stories and be in relationship and proximity with folks, the greater your relationships are going to be. And the less you're ever going to live in fear. That's the beauty of what it means to draw ourselves into this experience. And we all know that when we move out and really dedicate ourselves to being with another person's family. You know, we do that sometimes when we're engaged or in relationship with somebody. We end up in this uncomfortable place of learning about somebody else's customs and understanding. And we only grow from that. It can be hard at the beginning. We may not understand. We may feel not intelligent, but the benefits outweigh so much. It is such a gift to be able to be in those deep relationships with others. And so I hope and pray that our community can go into this anti-racism world with the sense that joy is possible, that relationships are going to be the thing that heal us, and that we can do this work. We can do this work, and we can every time we hear a racist comment, or every time we see a microaggression against a BIPOC person, we can actually say something and do something and actually be on the side of people who are experiencing so much pain just because of the color of their skin. We don't need to divide ourselves into these categories. And so we can actually show up and stand up and speak up all the time. Because showing up and standing up and speaking up is just a wonderful way to be in the world. It's about not living so much in fear. And so God always says, be not afraid. And part of that being not afraid is that, you know what, I'm in a deep relationship with my Creator who creates all life. I'm in a deep relationship with a potential relationship with people all over the beautiful, colorful spectrum. I'm in a deep relationship with people who are rich and poor. Deep relationship offers deep healing and deep love. So this anti-racism work frees us and liberates all of us, because none of us are free until all of us are free. And that is the good news. Yeah.